PoE Live. This is the roadshow at Media City at KitPlus. I'm here with Jack. Jack, you're from Altium. Tell me a bit more. I know about the software and the development of the PCB side of things. Guide me through a bit more on how important it is in terms of the role the software plays in product development.
Well, as you mentioned, Altium was traditionally a PCB design tool. That's what it started doing back in the 90s. Since then, it's evolved into more of an electronic product design tool. So not just for PCBs, but we have multi-board design, which enables you to design your PCBs and then put them together into a multi-board project. And we have a new wiring harness design tool, which allows you to create the logical connections between the PCBs, but also to create the physical wiring harness designs to support those logical connections. And then we also have, we recently bought a company called Octopart, which is a search engine for electronic components with a lot of intelligence built into it. So when you get your bill of materials, you can look at the live pricing for the components. You can look at not just their current availability, but their historical availability. So you can estimate the impact of any sort of risk to component supply problems on your design, on your product. We also have something called MCAD CoDesigner, which links our flagship desktop PCB design tool with Altium Designer with mechanical CAD packages. So you can start to design your PCB in Altium Designer. You can synchronize it to your mechanical colleague's CAD tool, and then they can change the shape of the board to fit inside the enclosure. They can place mechanical parts, so you might have a specific connector that needs to go on that board in a specific place to line up with a hole in the enclosure, for example. They can place that part, and then those changes can be synchronized back to Altium Designer, and the part placed by the mechanical engineer will be replaced by the equivalent the electronic component with a full PCB footprint from the Altium Designer library.
So you've really thought about the entire workflow, really, haven't you?
Yeah, it's really.
And through those acquisitions, you've actually, added more value to your customers.
Exactly, yeah, and we've broadened our offerings to the customers from just a specific PCB design tool to a whole sort of design ecosystem. We have the Altium 365 cloud platform, which links into manufacturers. So the manufacturing data that you associated with your project, that can be accessed by manufacturers. Your colleagues can work together. You can have different people in the company or from other companies working collaboratively on the cloud platform, and then obviously all the supply chain, component supply chain data is built into that as well. So yeah, we're really now appealing not just to a PCB design engineer, but a whole product design engineer. So
that means that I suppose your kind of customer base is really wide, from OEMs, ODMs, vendors, everyone in between that, through that entire chain.
Yeah.
And then now with that collaboration tool that you've got there, everyone can work together. And a lot of the times I see the design parts of it happening in the West.
Yeah.
So for example, off the top of my head, Alan Heath might design a product in the south of England, but then they manufacture in the Far East. But they can be working with their manufacturing team out there, live on these designs.
Yeah, exactly, and that sort of segmentation of it, not segmentation, but like siloing of the different parts of the industry have caused real problems historically, because you have communication problems, you have production data centers, email attachments. Those attachments get lost. Someone else opens the wrong email, doesn't see the most recent email. All those problems that you have with like file-based data transfers and working together, we're eliminating all that with like a sort of cohesive cloud platform ecosystem that allows all that collaboration without having to deal with like manual file transfers and all that sort of thing.
Well, that's really interesting, and I hope that what we can do is shed some light on it through AVoverIP. We work with a lot of different vendors. We also work and reach out to a lot of original exporting manufacturers. So we work with a lot of these different people. So I hope people can get on there. Where can they find more information about Altium?
Altium.com.
Lovely. Thanks a lot.
Should be easy to remember. Thank you.